Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 225 of Dissonant Waves.
Hell
The
yeah.
big 225.
Hello.
Quarter of a way to 1,000.
God damn. Well, 225 is not a quarter of the way to 1,000.
Yeah, it is. Isn't it?
No. 250 is a quarter of the way to 1,000.
Oh, I'm stupid then. I was so ready for this to be a
Yeah,
quarter of the way to 1,000.
we are a quarter of 100 away from a quarter of 1,000.
We are 9/10 of the way to a quarter of 1,000.
The 225 really means nothing.
No.
Other than it's a nice round and integral number.
Duolingo gives you a reward for 225.
If the owl can reward you, so can the show.
Yes.
We have a lot to talk
Now-
about, but before we really get into that,
Yeah, I was going to say, I think, you're going to fight our takes from last week, aren't you, Dominic?
yes, so y'all did the cartoon brackets. I have not listened to the episode because you've not uploaded it to the drive yet, Ritz.
Yeah, and I will at some point, but also because I don't think we told you what won, did we?
I did not pay attention, or if you
Let's hear
posted it.
Dominic's bracket first.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
we'll tell
well,
him.
So I wrote it out, and then I did not really plan for the bracket to be the size that it is, so it looks like shit. So I wrote out my thoughts.
yeah. By the way, the only bracket that was uploaded was Charlie's. We didn't do ours. Charlie's was the only one we did publicly, which is kind of funny.
All right, so I wrote a thing here. My thoughts on the cartoon bracket. First of all, fuck you both for some of these pairings. Perfectly good songs get cut down early, while others are elevated that do not deserve it. To get into specifics.
So I want to explain that one as well. I did it in the fairest way possible. I used random.org.
That tracks.
To get into specifics, first with the adult side, we have American Dad versus Bob's Burgers. And here, while the bathroom song is good, I like the boy band parody of B12 too much for American Dad to lose. However, Metalocalypse's song versus Family Guy's, tragic stuff. I think the FCC song is one of Family Guy's best moments, but again, Metalocalypse appeals to me so much that even though I was waiting for the vocals to go over the top of this song and never got it, I still have to pick it because of the good instrumentation. South Park versus Smiling Friends, no question. South Park, all the way. And as for Simpsons Monorail song versus Robot Hell and Futurama, that's kind of like asking if I had the time and money to do either, if I'd rather see a professional improv comedy troupe or watch a good high school production of Hamilton. Neither is my first choice, but the former gets industry cred and the latter runs too long. The Simpsons it is. To start off with the kids' side of the bracket, the hot dog song is the worst song in this tournament. So SpongeBob gets the easy win over Mickey Mouse.
See, I want to point out that it's kind of funny that I didn't have hot dog up high. I didn't have hot dog as my least favorite, and it seems to be that I am the only one who didn't have it as least favorite.
Yeah,
I had it as my 13th, so I thought there were 3 songs worse than it.
I've always seen posts and gifs of the Steven Universe song, but now that I've finally heard it, I am not impressed. I don't think the singer is bad, but the direction the singing is taken, combined with the instrumentation quality, makes it kind of seem like karaoke for some reason. So, even though the Home Star Runner song is only mildly amusing and makes the cut. As for Avatar, go ahead.
Hold on. I also got to just say as well that we'll worry about the Trogdor fight there later. But the Steven Universe song for me, yeah, that was my 16th.
I mean, yeah, those are my bottom two, is Mickey Mouse and Steven Universe.
So continue on now.
So, where am I? As for Avatar, I'm tempted to ding it for the amount of people I've had shout "Secret Tunnel" at me in my life, but I do admire the presentation of the song being these stitched together little pieces. However, the Adventure Time song is everything I was looking for from the Steven Universe song and more, so it wins anyway. The Phineas and Ferb song versus Over the Garden Wall is this side's Metalocalypse versus Family Guy, like that kind of Sophie's Choice thing. But I have to edge it out for Phineas and Ferb for the fun, fake Green Day cut. I cannot say enough how nice the Over the Garden Wall song is, though. That now brings us to American Dad's B12 versus Metalocalypse, which, Goodbye Metalocalypse. The boy band parody still wins out. As for South Park versus The Simpsons, this feels absolutely terrible to say, but Kyle's mom has always made me smile for how silly and stupid it is. And there is clear blackface, yellowface, racism all around in this number. My ruling on this is that Kyle's mom cannot win outright, but it can win this round because I do not believe the monorail song is anywhere near as good or fun in what it tries to do. On the other side, this brings us to SpongeBob's Loop-de-Loop versus Home Sunrunner's Trogdor, which, SpongeBob. And then there's Adventure Time song versus Phineas and Ferb, the hardest choice of this round, yet one I will edge out again to Phineas and Ferb. Now it's American Dad versus South Park, and winner of that is South Park. Then it's SpongeBob versus Phineas and Ferb, which undoubtedly goes to SpongeBob. Which now means, if you've been paying attention at all, that somehow South Park's song is going up against SpongeBob's, and I cannot let South Park's song win. So, it gets second place, which sucks, because I'm still platforming it anyway. What's interesting is that if we had started with Family Guy versus South Park, I would have chosen Family Guy. It may have gone all the way, too, but that kind of breaks the spirit of this bracket, I suppose. Why would South Park lose to Family Guy here? I don't know. It's all vibes-based. None of it matters. Either way, SpongeBob wins it all. Have a good night.
It's really funny, because there is some takes that I definitely agree. There's some takes that we didn't agree. You got to keep in mind, Dominic, that we probably had the world's shittiest tiebreaker to make this even worse. We had it that we had to rank every song, personally, and then go. If we had an impasse and we didn't agree, we both had to say what we ranked the song, and if you got it higher than the other person, then that song would go through. If it was a tie, then it would go to whoever chose that side of the bracket. So Trix automatically would win any tiebreaker on the kids' side, and I would win any tiebreaker on the adult side. Now, the problem for me is that both my number 1 and 2 were on the kids' side, which meant that unless Trix agreed with me, I was already fucked.
Wow.
I had Loop-de-Loop as my number 1 and Trogdor as my number 2. I don't give a shit what you two think about Trogdor.
I like Trogdor. It's fine.
Yeah, for me, I actually had the exact same grand final as you. I had Loop-de-Loop versus Kyle's Mum is a Bitch. Do you know what our grand final was, Dominic? It was Thunder Horse. It was Thunder Horse versus I'm Just Your Problem. It was Trix's number 2 versus Trix's number 1.
Metalocalypse all the way then, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No. Adventure Time won it.
Oh, wait, no, okay, I'm Just Your Problem. Okay, that's not terrible. I thought, I get the Steven Universe and Adventure Time one confused all the time.
That's fair. Same artist.
But
oh God.
Oh
God, no.
It's funny.
No, that can't be the same artist.
Yeah, Rebecca Sugar.
Isn't it like a guest singer though?
It's Estelle on stronger than you.
Is it different singers?
It's a different singer, but the same songwriter.
Okay. Well, that was my problem with the Steven Universe one, was the singing, so.
But yeah, Loop-de-Loop didn't make the grand final, which I think is still insane, because that was my number 1 for the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think it was like my number 6.
Jesus.
The problem with doing this bracket is, from what we've now learned, is that Trix can't get a single fucking thing right.
Now, here's the question.
Trix, you are taking all this shit, knowing that if Dominic was there, I would have won.
Yeah, it's fun to be a quiet winner amongst sore losers.
Can you guess which song has made it to my playlist?
Which song has made it to? So, like, wasn't in there before?
So I pick one song from every minisode and 2 songs for every major episode and put it in a playlist. One of these songs had to be in my playlist.
I feel like it would be "Girl, You Need a Shot" at that point.
No.
Okay, well, I don't fucking know.
Loop-de-Loop.
It's the FCC song, baby.
Fair.
See, I had that. Yeah, I actually had FCC song versus Kyle's Mum's a Bitch for my grand final on the adult side.
Mm-hmm.
But I picked Kyle's Mum as a Bitch. Yeah, I know it definitely has the problematic part of it, but that's the whole point of Cartman's character.
Yes.
that they are that.
Yes.
It's an insane song, and it was a good fight. I reckon there was some genuine great matchups in there, and there was some absolute shit matchups. Like nobody has picked Hot Dog over Loop De Loop.
Yeah. I picked it purely because it was a They Might Be Giants song.
I want to keep in mind,
They Might Be Giants wrote Hot Dog?
Yeah.
And performed it, yeah.
I wish Green Day wrote
you
the
know?
Phineas and Ferb song then, because they would have done a better job.
When it was
Bullet
I'm Just Your
Pursuit did
Problem.
the intro.
I know.
And I want to point out that I feel like the Adventure Time song is at least still interesting as a winner because it's very different to a kids cartoon song.
Yes. I do.
It's a straight up
like
goth
that
song.
I do like that song. It feels like the lesbian romance song the other one was meant to be.
Yes.
Anyway, now that we've had that fight, we are ready for this episode of Dissonant Waves.
Yes.
We've got about 2 weeks worth of music to cover. Dominic, would you like to waste your breath in announcing all of them?
Of course. Ritz, you went for a grab bag of EPs. Not 6, but 5. Siphon, Somewhere Around a Star. Ritual Disorders, self-titled. Hounds, self-titled. Finding Better Health, A Place I Once Called Home. And Donny Benét's Il Basso.
EP
Tricks.
album on that one, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the EPs for Donny Benét are like the Il Basso, Le Piano, and then the albums are the albums. I think that's kind of what he's doing here.
Yeah, probably.
Tricks, you've taken us on a exploration of Sting and Shaggy.
Yeah.
You went with the Police, Ghost in the Machine, Sting and Shaggy together doing 44-876, the Digital Deluxe version, of course.
Yep.
And then Shaggy had an album produced by Sting, Com Fly Wid Mi, which is Sinatra covers, baby. Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's 225. It's something, let's do something fun and big. And I was playing Elite Beat Agents, and I said, let's cover that, but also cover all the originals as well, because comparisons are fun. And also,
they are.
Livin' La Vida Loca, because, of course, for some reason they couldn't license that, and they put in Sum 41 instead. I wonder, looking back, how does that seem?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I think...
where do we start on this one?
I think we can kind of structure this in a sort of 3-act structure.
Okay.
So we gotta kind of start with like the preamble, like the setting of the scene, right? I think we should probably start with some of Ritz's picks.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe let's do the self-titles.
Well, which one do you want to start off with? Which ones were self-titled? Was it just Hound?
Ritual Disorder.
Oh, Ritual Disorder. You want to start off with Ritual Disorder?
Sure.
Let's start off with Ritual Disorder. So, this is a new post-punk band from Brisbane. It features members that have been around in the in emo or punk scenes the past decades. You would feel at this point, like it's got members of To the North in there. Debut EP released a bit ago. They played their first set at R Sound, which I managed to catch. I wanted to shout out this EP basically because I've been kind of enjoying moments of it.
Fair. Hi, Manny.
You gonna come sit on the chair? Come on. Anyway.
I don't know where Monty went.
Ritual Disorder is friends, Kate, Cam, Stevie, and Michael. They're the ones who did it. And this one was cool because I like the female vocals and like it stood apart a little bit from the other ones he had picked.
Yeah, it definitely does. Like for one, that's are picking out, especially when I'm picking out emo stuff or emo adjacent. This one is very more post-punky and kind of dance punky in a way.
A little bit. I
Yeah,
got more of the DIY aspect of it, but sure.
Yeah. It's a very kind of I'd say gazy production just because it feels kind of muffled in ways, but it feels like it adds to the to what they're going for more than it does feel kind of like any mistake that happens on there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very short one, and I don't think this is one that kind of stands out as a case of like everything that they're doing on here is absolutely fresh. It's more just like what they're doing on here is just well executed enough, and it's a cool little listen. Like I was just really enjoying moments of it.
Yeah, like, and some of the
Yeah.
songs are like
Yeah.
properly length so that like they actually like, I don't know, they stick around for a second. You can kind of appreciate like the structure and what they're doing with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess it almost kind of feels like that old, like the the noughties had that rise of dance punk, and that's what I'm kind of comparing a lot of the song structures to. But it feels like it's coming with that kind of more modern indie kind of production, or the modern alternative, we'll call it, production onto it. Which I guess maybe that's what makes it stick out a bit more. Yeah, it doesn't have a certain band that I'll throw back to and say, this is what it sounds like, but you kind of just can compare it to those eras to try and get a shape of the sound on this, and I like it. It's one of those EPs that I listen, probably end up listening to a lot of the year. It doesn't always become the first recommendation that I give to people because maybe it's not the big fresh thing that I'm sharing to people, but it's deservingly worth a shout out. Just because I think it is a well executed short piece of work that, yeah, as you said, also the female vocals on it, her vocals do actually kind of stand out a lot more on the scene as well. Especially when I cover a lot of music that is basically just screaming.
I mean, yeah. I'll put it this way too.
Yeah.
I follow this one Instagram account. He's a gay porn star. And he's cute, so I follow him. And a lot of his stories recently have been just him using Daisy and the Scouts as like the music. And I'm like, if he keeps doing that, he might like this.
Yeah.
Ritual Disorder, a gay porn star wants your music.
What would be the worst tune for porn?
What would be the worst tune? I was gonna say, if Shaggy starts singing Sinatra whilst I'm trying to have sex, that might be a put off.
I feel like that'd be a fun,
I'm
jokey
talking more off of Ritual Disorder.
What would be the worst one for gay porn?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're all. You know what? It's probably like not the biggest compliment that you could ever give to somebody. So I want to express that I do kind of mean this in a complimentary way. But I reckon this whole EP could work well for soundtracking a gay porn.
Okay. Okay. Fair.
If it's a more kind of like BDSM gay porn, you know what I mean? It's a more darker kind of style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the cover is kind of doing that already, but it's more of just someone floating in water with like a swan.
Yeah.
Art house gay porn.
Actually,
yeah, that's exactly it.
Yes, there you go. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. So, Ritual Disorder, recommend listening if you're into art house and you're into gay porn. Which, if you're into art house, you're into gay porn.
And if you're a budding movie director star that's looking to soundtrack your next film,
you're also into gay porn.
But check out Ritual Disorder and see if the license to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
favorites for me, Rewind and Not the Same, definitely my favorites. I don't really particularly have a least favorite, but maybe I'll give it to No Final Sound.
I like the Fade the Pole. I like Static Hum. I don't think I have a least favorite.
I am pulling up the track list, although I am probably just going to call this a good cheese sandwich because I'm back to my 6 days a week in the kitchen. Can't really look at my phone.
I feel like this wouldn't work as kitchen music unless you were having an orgy in there, which is potential.
It gets incredibly homoerotic.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I mean, it's just sweaty dudes sweating on each other.
Making
Dominic,
food.
you're not a chef. Why?
I'm not a chef now.
No, it seems like it was your passion here.
I'm not.
Seems like it's my passion.
Not into sweat all that much.
Yeah, but you got to hear me out, and I can't believe I'm telling a gay guy how to be gay here. It's not the sweat part. It's the washing off of the sweat part.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's where the true homoeroticism comes here. Thank you, Ritual Disorder. You've turned this podcast gayer than we thought we would.
We keep coming to we keep going blue.
That's just
Honestly,
this year.
the final episode of this podcast is going to be us watching gay porn together. 100%. Can't be
I mean, we
stopped.
already looked at Peter Steele's Peter of Steel.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So we're pretty close.
Let's talk about Hound.
Ah, yes, Hound. So this is the blatant self-promotion one that I do for the case of I made the CDs for this one. So
That's cool.
am I biased now? Probably. But Hound, who is Hound? Hound is half of the members of an old shoegaze band that seems it doesn't exist anymore. And by old, I mean like a year old, called Pit. One of the members was also a member of Juno Eclipse, or is still a member of Juno Eclipse, sorry, I should say. And two of the members that have joined past the CP, and not on this, members of Half Request. So is it just basically members of the scene just doing another thing that kind of sounds very similar, and we can question the whole case of, is it worth a side project? Possibly.
I will say this is the one that got lost in the sauce for me the most.
Yeah.
This is in a case I like it obviously because of my bias, and I will not go out and say otherwise. This is quite easily a get lost in the sauce EP, just because compare it to Ritual Disorder, where you feel like it's more standout tracks than an actual full-fledged project. This is a case of this is a concept more than it is an EP.
There wasn't even a voicemail about lime juice.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And that's what I forget as well, is that the Hound member is also in Siphon. Thanks for reminding me of that, because I literally just picked it this week. But yeah, this is a very cute, soft, and it is, in that sense, easy to get lost in the sauce when you are covering quite a lot of stuff in a 2-week period. But let's also be quite realistic. I don't think this is one that will ever stand out above many different things in a week. Either.
Probably not, but it's not bad from what I remember.
No, it is. I mean, each song goes for about 2 minutes, basically. I think I've joked with the band before and said that they play the shortest slowcore set ever, since they only play for about 20 minutes, and that's including all the setup times and stuff. And this is probably the shortest slowcore that you're gonna get, because it feels like each song, each song is different in its own way, whilst kind of still trying to stick to its vibe. But you can argue that not much actually happens past the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I suppose.
So it comes into a very similar state, I guess, of kind of like house music in a way. It's, if you like those first 30 seconds and you want to just like keep hearing them in the background kind of stuff, or just in a room, then you will really enjoy listening to this. And I think that's how this EP more works. Just for enjoying it, is kind of listening to it as background music. And that can obviously sound quite insulting, but I don't mean it that way, because ambience can work in that way as well. I wouldn't call this fully ambient, but it's got that kind of association with it, I would say.
We have a long history of talking about music as background music as a way to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Dating back to fucking... What was that band? And
remember it when we
I know Saint Sinner was like a feature on it.
Shit. I forget.
I don't know. There's a lot that we have you covered this week as well. So this one was always going to be Japanese wallpaper.
Yes.
Thank you. Forget Saint Sinner was on that, but yeah.
Skate, I think.
I mean, to say very quickly, my summary of this EP is just buy the fucking CD.
Yeah,
I
buy
made
the CD.
it, please. Yeah, I made it. Work on the CD. Buy the CD.
It's self-promotion.
Buy a
but,
CD from Ritz.
It's a nice short 11-minute listen. I'm sure when they do something else with this project, it will be probably a bit more to come back to.
How many?
Just because, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
like I say, it's basically each song is very like face level in a way of like what you see is kind of what you get, which is fine. It's short. It's not trying to be anything else like that. Cool thing that I have seen from this is one of my friends who listened to this did try and do a kind of a remix of "At My Door," which is like the heavier song of this EP, and try and make a hip hop beat out of it, which kind of worked.
How many CDs did you print?
I printed 30.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're all local. I don't think you can actually order them internationally. So the people who are probably listening to this, apologies.
Let's sell all 30, baby. All local.
In fact, hopefully they've all sold out. I think they were just giving them all away, which is their choice to do. Yeah, valid. I think it's a base thing to do to just give out CDs because especially if you're only selling them cheap, it's basically to try and get some kind of personal connection to people listening to your music. It's like, oh, I got a free CD from them.
Yeah, it's a way to get people kind of jump started on the band, the brand, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so this band kind of exists as a side project between many other projects that are probably going to do a lot more than this does, and that's just music for you. But it's cool. I like to listen.
I'm gonna call it a blender, but I don't mean that in a negative way.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call it cheese sandwich either. I think like blender is kind of a fair tune, but I do like At My Door and Number 8 just because I've obviously in being here listened to this a lot more to get everything to stick out a bit more. But yeah, blend is also kind of a fair term.
Fair.
Now let us move over a little bit. Rex, what's this about a ghost in a machine?
The Police. This is just like a peak of music, if you ask me. I love Sting. This is just like phenomenal musicians just doing their thing.
Okay.
Everybody loves the Police.
Is that do they?
Yeah.
See, I always thought the Police had like a U2 kind of reputation.
I don't think Sting's been seen as pretentious,
but he's nowhere near on the level of Bono.
Yeah. So say Bono is the true classic of pretentious nonce. I can remember it's probably a bit of an edgy thing to remember. But you remember when Eagles of Death Metal unfortunately had that shooting that happened in a concert?
How can I forget?
Yeah. And I remember when there was like a charity concert being announced, and we heard it on the news, and we heard it was like being hosted by Bono. Me and my dad were just both going, "Oh, fucking course it was."
Bono.
That's the kind of it's even the old South Park jokes of Bono is a piece of shit. Like, how can he do all these nice things but still seem like a piece of shit? And that is just a general consensus when it's come to Bono.
Yeah, there's a classic joke where it's the middle of a U2 show, and Bono cuts the music and just starts clapping his hands.
Yes.
And he says, "Every time I clap my hands, a child in Africa dies." And then someone from the audience shouts, "Well, stop fucking clapping, you cunt."
That's a classic joke as well.
Yes.
Like the way the reading I was doing tells it, the Police were the biggest band in the world, but they only were around for a few years, realistically. So then the torch got passed to U2 somehow.
And I would rather listen to the Police any day over U2.
But I think this album kind of reminded me, like, that there's something here. Like, it's not just, like, light rock stuff. Like, I always think of, like, Message in a Bottle or something as, like, relatively, like, light and not super, like, deep or interesting. But this has stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, of all the picks that you've done, like, the best by far.
I mean, yes, it's the Police.
Yes. Very much so. This is the best of my picks, and I will fully admit that.
And there are some times where I will say that the most popular song off an album is the worst song.
You don't like everything. Little Thing She Does Is Magic.
I think that's the worst song off the fucking thing.
Fucking wild. I
that's
love
the thing.
that
That was the song I was going to argue for being. That should have been an Elite Beat Agents track.
Honestly, yeah.
But if it was just a single, I think it would be fine. But you can't really tell me that it actually fits on the album that well, comparingly to everything else that's on here.
Well, maybe at some point I'll pick the alternate sequence and we can listen to this album again and decide if it belongs on it.
Well, I mean,
I,
Ritz,
I just disagree that it does.
do you defend having DANCE in Justice's Cross?
It has been a while since I've listened to Cross, so I'll have to get back to you when we eventually
That's
Do
the
Eventually do.
D-A-N-C-E
that's the song I always think of when we
1, 2, 3,
talk about like
4, 5.
whiplash and sequencing. Is like that
Yeah.
is so different than everything else in that album.
But like, yeah,
Yeah.
you know, if you can compare it to Genesis, which I can remember obviously a bit more well, yeah, they are completely different fucking tracks.
Yeah.
I mean, I also
I'm probably more inclined to defend DANCE just because it's a good track, but yeah, we'll have to get back to it when I listen. I don't want to make a full claim. That's just pure bullshit.
we'll just seed
Okay.
the future whenever we pick that album.
Like, if I'm gonna have a shit take, I want to make sure that I at least know that I'm having a shit take.
So fair.
Now, as far as this album goes, I will also say I really liked Spirits in the Material World. One of the songs I've
Spirits in
definitely
the
heard
Material
before,
World.
but did not remember until I heard it again. One of those intro tracks that you don't think is going to stick, but somehow they managed to make it stick.
Yeah, it was a nice little intro
Yeah.
track. Demolition Man, I really only know from the Guitar Hero live version. But
I
it
just
was
know it's
cool.
also in the movie.
Yeah, that as well. The one that probably shocked me the most, because I've never actually heard this album in full beforehand, was Rehumanize Yourself.
Fair. Yeah.
Which talks about the person who's joined the National Front. He was a little runt who's always been a cunt. It's
Actually,
not a
getting
line that I
political.
expected to hear. Yeah. It's not a line that I expected to hear from the police, to be honest.
That's fair.
I mean, I was thinking about that because like part of me is like, you know, the first two songs are really strong and the rest are fine, but it really kind of dies down a little bit. So I'm like, what possesses a band to go from Spirits in the Material World to something like Too Much Information? Like, what is that thought process like? Because I feel like Too Much Information is so basic and so like, yeah, it fits, but like, come on.
Yeah.
But like, there's so much other like, there's interesting strong points, like you're saying with Rehumanize Yourself, some of the lyrics that they're going for. It's like, I don't know, what the songs that feel like they're just kind of, yeah, they're here too. It stands out a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't think this was the strongest Police album I could have picked, but it was the one I was listening to.
Sure. Secret Journey is
And
also one I've
that's
heard before,
fair.
but I didn't realize I knew before I heard it again. I also wonder if Capcom was listening to Omega Man when they were figuring out how to localize Mega Man for American audiences.
Perhaps. I'll go favorites for me. Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. Invisible Sun. And Rehumanize Yourself. No real least favorites.
Least favorite for me, as I said, is going to be Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. I think it's just such a crappy little love romance reggae song, which just it doesn't say what this fucking album can actually do. It's not like this is a 10 out of 10 album or anything besides that, but yeah, it doesn't fit. It's get rid of it, throw it out the door, throw it in the trash. Favorite is definitely Rehumanize Itself, just because of how much it shocked me to actually listen to it and be like, yeah, no, I actually kind of fuck with what the police are doing here. But do give shout outs to Spirits in the Material World and Demolition Man as well.
Here's a question: does ACAB also include this police?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Fuck.
I will say the Police is probably the strangest band to talk about enjoying.
Yeah. I mean, they also have "I'll Be Watching You" as one of their big hit songs. So I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I like Spirits in the Material World. I like Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic. It is a light and weird song to have, But again, too much information is not that far away in like tone and style. It's just a little more about brain overload instead of love, but it's still kind of you know. Least favorite.
It's there.
My least favorite, again, it's too much information. I just don't understand why that song is there.
Fair.
Also, shout out, of course, to Stuart Copeland, who made the Spyro soundtracks.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
At some point, we have to talk about like Stuart Copeland and Mark Mothersbaugh.
Of course.
And Spyro.
Yeah.
And the
And the
Sims.
Sims.
And the Rugrats,
All right.
for that matter.
All
right.
Which magical device are we going on to next? I assume we're staying in this certain kind of era that we're in now.
No, we're gonna go right back to some more EPs. We've now taken off. We've had our first act with the police. Now we're rising and we're rising. We're getting more and more closer to the peak. So we got to climb that mountain. Let's talk a little bit more about Siphon.
Yes, okay, Siphon. Somewhere around the star. This is probably the shortest of the EPs. I've followed Siphon for probably about a year now, so before the Junos, before the Hounds and everything, so before everything they were in. And I liked kind of what they were doing. You know, obviously a part of the scene, but they're more in the kind of pop punky style without sounding too much like the fucking pop punk and noughties.
Mm-hmm.
More skatey kind of deal. And for this one, it's actually produced by 12 Point Buck, so that's something we've firstly covered on here before.
Yes.
You can kind of tell that by the way that the production is done now that you know. So I figured, I figured if we're going to do a bunch of EPs, in a week where everything's going to get muddled anyway, so may as well throw a bunch in, and then this deserves its time in the sun.
Yeah.
Dominic, your words.
I bought this one. I've actually bought all of these, but I liked how this one was a little not rougher maybe, but like more honest in its production.
Yep.
Like it's not as well sung
know what you
or
mean by
anything,
that.
you know. It's a little But again, it's those little things that stand out. Like again, the fucking voicemail at the end is just so charming. It's so like honest. That it wins so many points just for like the credibility of the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. You know, I never like going to more underground ones and saying like, hey, here's something wrong, especially when it comes to the voice. The vocal performances I feel are a lot better live than they are on the EP. But it is, as you said, also kind of a lot more excusable just because it's still sung with enough earnest.
Yeah.
That it's kind of hard to fault it, or I guess it's unless you're really particular about that thing, where a lot of fucking people are. It's not off-putting to what this this EP's actually doing. So yeah, it is short. It's fun. It's got that 12 Point Buck in contrast that always sets me off.
I like the album art quite a bit. I like just the presentation of it all. Like there's something like they're going for here that is intriguing. It's kind of an introduction to it, but I don't know, like we've listened to enough artists at this point that have vocal stylings kind of like this that's not what bothers me. It's more of like, is it true? Is it honest? Is it being genuine? This is.
And let's point out, if you go onto TikTok or Instagram and look for a lot of pop punk artists, I can tell you quite safely this is still a lot better vocal performance than I've seen from some of that shit.
Oh yeah. Too many people trying to be Tom DeLonge.
Yep. This is not trying to be that. This is it has that kind of, I guess, more personal kind of just like, this is my voice, I'm singing it like that. I feel to it and it pays off.
Yeah.
It's hard to like fully dive in so much more when you got 8 minutes and 50 seconds of music on here.
3 tracks.
And 3 tracks. I can't lie and say that all these tracks are are doing something wildly different, it all stays in its very similar vibe, but because it has that short runtime, it doesn't go stale.
Right. That said, Limes is my favorite.
Yeah.
It's hard to go past the lead single with Harumph here. But I just like the instrumentation and Now Watch This Drive and the way that the song's just produced to have those just the difference in how that tone comes in just sets off dopamine in me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I also like Harumph a lot as well, just because it's I think Limes is kind of my least favorite, but the voicemail was just too cute to say to you that you would ever hate that song.
Yeah.
I'll say my favorites are No Watch This Drive and Limes, New Release favorite.
Now, can you do us a favor, actually, Ritz? How much approximately are we talking about with this lime juice?
The I don't know, because I don't know which brand of lime juice they're getting, and if they're just getting cordial or anything. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Damn.
What would are you making a lot of margaritas, I wonder, with all that lime juice?
You could be using it for cooking.
You'll just really fucking love lime juice in this house, I guess.
Maybe.
Well, I'm thinking like even like my like Cuban pulled pork only uses like half a cup of lime juice.
It should be about 125 milliliters. So if you're getting small bottles of lime,
Half a cup would be about 125.
yeah, small lime juice bottle. Which if we go and take a look at a small one, you can get bottles that are literally just a cup of lime juice, which is 250 milliliters.
Okay.
So, looking at it, and you can get some that are like 375 milliliter. I don't know. I don't know how much they'll buy.
They said that they can only get 4 bottles of the small one.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Anyway.
That's a liter of lime juice if it's 250 milliliters.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, it's about a liter. It's still worth. If you're using that over a long period of time, or if you're cooking for a bunch of people, I reckon that's
kind of the sense I got, that it was all kind of like for a bunch of people or something. But who knows?
Yeah.
Let's move on over to Finding Better Health.
Yeah, all right. So I picked this one as well because Finding Better Health have been kind of kicking it in the scene for the past a couple years. I've had a good old lineup change ever since putting this out, or I guess since making it. I think I would have gathered your interest a bit ago when I saw them live, and I said that they did a cover of the Hotelier, and they've done a cover of Black Country New Road. So they have that kind of
It's a
inspiration going.
Really interesting cross section of covers.
Yeah.
Yes.
I picked this one because they hadn't actually put something out in like a full length cover other than singles before this, and I kind of wanted to give a good chance to myself to actually finally properly listen to this. So it is probably the one out of all these that I didn't listen to properly before covering.
Okay.
And unfortunately, sometimes this happens. It is my least favorite of all the EPs I picked.
Yeah.
I kind of like this one.
The same.
What did you say, Dominic? Sorry?
I kind of like this one.
I feel like this is one where the reason for me not liking it is not due to anything wrong with how the songs are made. It is just due to I guess a personal opinion on the vibe of what they're going for. And it just felt too theater kid for me.
Damn it.
Yeah. It is very theater kid.
God,
I was noticing that too.
Of course it's the one I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I
guess you're going to that high school production of Hamilton.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now
let's put it up. I want to say firstly as well, congrats to this band for getting an opening slot for Texas as a reason, because they've been killing it for a while with no international openings, so to get a big one like that is kind of cool. I also did really enjoy the lead single the morning that they put out, which still does have that Feeder Kid vibe. But I just felt as this one got slower, I just couldn't get into it.
I'm not gonna say that this is like the highlight of the week or anything for me. It's more that I liked it. It was I
I think it's a fair take
okay.
to. Yeah, it's an incredibly fair to like this. Is the thing. Like I couldn't ever find myself going to something like this, not just this, something like this, and trashing it, because you can tell there is a genuine heart
Yes.
with the songs and how they're written.
Yes.
There's
you know,
something. There's like a bass feeling you get sometimes just throwing on someone who's maybe oversinging a little bit, but is really passionate and really going for it.
And look, I can personally only handle so many love songs as it is, and the whole album is basically love songs, and that's fine. If that's what he wants, if that's what he wants to write about, if that's what inspires him to write, it seems like that is genuinely the case on this, and then that's fine. And I couldn't fault this for being anything other than just what it is. You know what, I saw this person. I saw the singer of this band dancing along with his girlfriend to every song of the Rob Thomas show.
That makes
And if that's not true love, if that's not true love, I don't know what is.
No,
I was gonna say
that makes total sense.
This feels like it's a little from the 2000s, a little from like the folk revival, a little bit from a few of the different influences we've been hearing. So like, I get it. Like this kind of feels like that post rock, not new metal-y or anything like that, but just the 2000s of like rock and what that was doing.
Yeah.
And then like that banjo.
Yeah, it kind of does. That banjo was nice. I think I just like them a lot more when they sounded a bit like a Pianos Become the Teeth ripoff. But maybe that's just because I'm into Pianos Become the Teeth. And yeah, that's why I like the songs of the outro there, which still have those screaming elements into it. Yeah, just nice. When it feels like where the payoff does come in, and it feels like in the softer tracks, I just wasn't getting that. I left a little unsatisfied, but I can also admit, like, it's got out of all the emo bands, we'll call them, and they're a bit more shoegazy than they probably would say emo. They do probably have the best production happening at the moment.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is. I wouldn't even say it's clean to a fault, but maybe it kind of is. But it is a really clean listen, especially for something shoegazy. And I wouldn't say, it's like fully focus group clean. I wouldn't even say that. It's just good production. I don't know who did the production on it, but they did a fucking good job.
They seem to be going for something, especially with the titles the way they are. It kind of reminded me of like the Deer Hunter in a way.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
But hard to really tell, like, conceptually what it is they're actually doing. Besides, I guess you said they're kind of all love songs, which I did not pick up on, so fair. But I don't know. They're doing something.
I was there for the EP launch show, and basically every song that was introduced was basically like, I wrote this about my partner, which is fine. I'm not trying to do any jokes about that. So, when everything kind of has a very similar vibe to each other, it's kind of how you pick up on that, plus those of that.
Sure.
I'm sure I'll be wrong if they're listening and they can say, hey, dickhead, you got the song wrong, I wrote it about this. Then that's on me. I absolutely apologize.
I wrote Autumn about my dachshund, actually.
What was it when I saw Kisses live, and when they sung Candy Flip, the guy said, "Yeah, I wrote this song about my dad dying," and when I said that at a show afterwards, someone went up to me and said, "Oh, sorry to hear about your dog."
Jesus. Well, I like the morning and I like the wind. Snow's kind of cool too. I don't know what least favorite. Maybe the other two I didn't mention as much, but that's kind of hard to say.
I think favorites for me. I think the morning will be the song out of all of this that stays on my playlist. Like, I know it's got probably a bit of cheese, like Feeder Kid cheese to it, but I feel like out of all the songs in here, it just works the most. I do like The Snow as well. If I had to pick a least favorite, it would be something like The Earth or the Wind.
It is a blender for me.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, we are now at the peak. We're at the summit. We're at the thing where everything's going to have to start to make sense of what we're doing. Trix, let's talk about this collaboration album. Sting and Shaggy.
Shaggy. I picked this after we clowned on Shaggy with the "Come Fly With Mi" because I found out it exists.
Episode art.
Yeah, I found out it exists, and I'm like, we should cover that just for shits and giggles. And I'm upset that I can't hate this.
Oh, I can. This is hard to get through.
There was some songs I liked, but a lot of it was just kind of like whatever.
Yeah,
a lot of it was whatever, but this is
if
just
this was an EP, I would agree.
2012 pop.
What kind of pop?
Like
2012.
world, yeah, 2012 pop.
Okay, yeah, okay. I can see that.
Why you gotta be so rude? Fuck that song.
And I mean, the album came out in 2018, so it's a little behind the times, but I can't hate me some 2012 pop.
Honestly, if you just cut out the first 7 tracks, I'd be fine.
I disagree. I think gotta get back my baby is great. When I was looking at, I had to look up if it was a cover of something.
That's fair.
Or was it? It might have been "Don't Make Me Wait." 4 or 5 great tracks.
I would go probably a bit further than Dominic and say probably actually the last 6 tracks in here, make it an EP. I think it would be fine, and we'd just go like, this is a cute little thing that we've done. This does overstay its welcome, and it's kind of funnier that I'm saying overstay its welcome when I think the ending part is better.
The deluxe last 6 tracks from Sad Trombone to Don't Make Me Wait, the David Audie rhythm guitar. That David Audie rhythm guitar is great.
I mean, I think Dreaming in the USA is a really weird and interesting song coming from people that, you know, as they kind of tout, you know, they kind of represent other countries. I know Shaggy, I think, was born in America, but
represents Jamaica.
Right. There's sort of an interesting perspective on that I like.
Yeah.
But like Crooked Tree is like, I think the song that interests me the most.
Crooked Tree is great.
Sad Trombone also just fuck. Like, that's so stupid, but I love it.
I think this just speaks testaments to Sting's songwriting.
Yes.
That this is not unlistenable.
My name for you is Sad Trombone. What a line.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to cut out Sad Trombone. I think Sad Trombone is the best of us.
But we're also cutting all the times that Sting says, as my good friend Shaggy says, something.
Yeah, but like Sad Trombone is just like a kind of a funny song. That's where it truly becomes that's hard to hate.
Yeah. That's where it's like, oh, there's something here. Okay, we got it.
It's a fun album, but I'm not going to be listening to it again.
It's it's not an album I would ever recommend to anyone. It's not an album I would ever go out of my way to listen to. It's not an album I'm going to remember. I don't have a positive thing really to say, but let's just put it up and say that, you know, if we're going to consider what is the worst albums that we have ever covered on here, it's nowhere near that. And that is a surprise, seeming as you would have thought by just knowing this existed that it would have been down there.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like perfectly cromulent.
And you have Sting singing Skank While You're Skanking. Like, amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
And on the cover, he just looks like he's a cross between that one guy on American Idol from the year of 2006 and Neil Patrick Harris combined and had a baby.
God.
His name Blake Shelton or something.
Blake Shelton.
The beatbox guy.
Blake Shelton was the country guy.
I'm looking at it now. American Idol
Look it
beatbox
up.
guy. Blake Lewis.
There you go.
There we go.
Hello,
It's
Monty. You have anything to
it's
say?
probably one of the dumbest things that we've covered on this podcast. Just in pure why does this exist? But it's also at least whilst it overstays its welcome, whilst it's hard to get through, at least they were having fun.
Like, they're friends. You can't hate that they're friends.
No, and I'll admit I've listened to the Tiny Desk concert of Sting Shaggy way more times than I have this album.
Oh.
That Tiny Desk
I-
concert
You
concert
say
I
is
can
that.
fully
hilarious.
believe.
You say that, and I want to see that.
I didn't
Well,
even know
they
there was
do a
one.
cover of Englishman in New York, which turns into Jamaican in New York, and they have like backing vocals. It's great.
Why didn't we just do that instead?
It's so that we can cover it some other point in the future.
Trick's already planning multiple weeks on Shaggy. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I can't wait until 5 years from now when we're all singing Mr. Bombastic together.
Yeah.
You wanna know the fucking dichotomy of like the music industry? This
Shaggy.
album won Best Reggae Album at the Grammys, but has a 49 on Metacritic.
No, yeah, that tracks. It's
That-
so weird.
everything
that
about
Sting
that.
is like one of the best reggae songwriters of all time, and he's just some English dude.
But like, as I've said many times, music does not usually get criticized enough to get a 49 on Metacritic. So that means the critics did not feel that they needed to hold back at all,
Yeah.
which I think is fascinating.
Indeed.
Yeah, so there's
Favorite.
a super deluxe edition bonus disc live at
Oh,
Shaggy and Friends,
oh.
Kingston, Jamaica, where they cover "Message in a Bottle" and "Roxanne." That's the shit we should have listened to.
Yeah. There will be another episode.
Fair enough.
Favorites, least favorites?
I love Crooked Tree and Sad Trombone. My least favorite is probably 44876 title track.
Yeah, the title track's probably the weakest. I'll say Dreamin' in the USA is my favorite.
Sad Trombone's my favorite. Least favorite, yeah, the opener, title track.
Okay. We've hit the summit. We've now jumped off the cliff. We're free falling. Let's talk about Elite Beat Agents as we yell for help.
Hey.
Oh.
Yeah, this is my pick. Elite Beat
All
Agents is a fun game. So I had us do both the soundtrack and the originals just for good measure.
Yeah.
This is my favorite part of the whole episode, Dominic.
Yeah,
Because you know what I get to do?
sure.
I get to talk about how fucking dog shit Naughty's pop music was.
Yeah.
Because
Be my
holy
guest.
fuck. You know, we've had that controversy, it would be a couple of weeks old now, by the time of this episode, of the Radio Free Alice calling the Usher song bad. And I am only inclined to agree with God, why are we defending any of this fucking music? Yeah, I'm not going against Elite Beat Agents. I know what they've done. They've tried to get what's popular at the time and trying to get other classic songs, get a variety. That's all fine. There was going to be no shit talking on the Elite Beats Alien kind of song selection here. I know there was some other choices that could possibly be made or other songs that can fit, but for what they've got in there and for the reasons of it and for the reasons of video game soundtracking, it's fine. I am just going onto these fucking songs in their original version, and God, it's just fucking cringe. So a lot of these songs just, you know what pisses me off is every time I see people talk about. I remember when the whole Tramp Stamps controversy came out in that band, and somebody said about how Tramp Stamps thought that they could go into a scene that's all about getting rid of poses and stuff like that. And those are the same fucking people that listen to Skater Boy.
Look, I have a soft spot for Skater Boy. I like that song. I
will shit talk the whole of fucking Avril Lavigne's career.
You
He
can
is
do
one of
whatever
the
you
shittest
want.
fucking pop stars that we've
You
let
can
go.
do whatever you
and
want,
kept-
but I will say I fucking love Skater Boy.
It's one of those songs that is just baked into me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that song's fucking ass.
It's silly and stupid.
That's true. How do we get this song to be popular? I don't know. How do we talk to the fucking young kids? Skater Boy.
With an 8.
I fucking hate Good Charlotte. Good Charlotte was one of the shittest fucking pop punk bands of the noughties as well.
Yeah.
I can't believe they have had any legacy. Yeah, they are sellouts to the fucking extreme.
They had a whole bridge about masturbation. That counts for something.
It's how does people go like with how kind of fucking annoying the Madden Brothers are and go, yeah, but they made these songs. The Anthem is their best song. It's fucking trash.
Great.
Yeah.
If I had to hear fucking Stay Away From My Girl one more fucking time in my life, oh my fucking god, I am shooting myself.
The more you stare at this list, the weirder it gets. Because yes, they do try to do their best to get a variety of different songs. And they have to find people to cover them. So you have some weird moments where it's like, okay, the person they get to cover the Queen song is obviously not fucking Freddie Mercury. So, you know.
No.
And let's just point out that there is a Hoobastank song in here, and that is always fucking funny. I personally believe that every Hoobastank song that you get that isn't the reason is the correct choice. Just because it's not the fucking reason.
And Without a Fight, the track that they chose. But you definitely see them being like, well, we need a track that's new, that's like just hitting. We gotta get something that we can either predict as a hit or is gonna be popular enough to get people excited.
And it's the closing song.
It's the first part of the closing song. It's the part they cut off short.
Yep.
Good choice. And the whole thing is like, I can also have a go at Ashley Simpson's La La, but I think I prefer that to the Avril Lavigne song by far.
Oh no! I will say I think that the Elite Beat Agents cover of La La is better than the actual song because the person they got can actually sing.
Yeah. No, that's not get it twisted. I fully fucking agree with that.
Yeah, but I will say I do like
this
Avril
is me
Lavigne's
hating
song
skating
better in general.
Yeah.
I was not about to go into a La La is a good song. I was just saying it's better than Skater Boy. That is me having a whole go at Avril Lavigne still. That's like basically the only song I can think of here that was a naughty song picked that was good. In a sense of like, yeah, you know what, this kind of holds up. It's not my style, but it holds up and it's fine. It's the Destiny's Child song. I didn't think I'd fucking say that.
What about Jamiroquai?
Jamiroquai was the 90s.
What about Walkie Talkie Man?
That fucking Walkie Talkie Man is a part of that fucking cringe of the noughties, man. I don't know what else to tell you.
I mean, it's the New Zealand pick of the bunch. I thought you might have something about that.
No. We're not going to say that that New Zealand has had nothing but hits. But I do not say that Australia has nothing but hits. I didn't even really like the Sum 41 song from this one. I feel like they could have picked any other Sum 41 song.
I would love to know what their process was like, because as the story goes, they were gonna do "Livin' La Vida Loca" as the second stage. They couldn't get the rights, so I guess we're doing Sum 41 instead. How does that happen?
Now, Tricks, just to give you a bit of calm, the Jamiroquai song is the best song on here.
Good.
Now, there is no shit-talking Canned Heat. Napoleon Dynamite was a hell of a fucking movie.
Napoleon Dynamite is my favorite movie.
And Canned Heat being in the outro for that works so fucking well. You can never hate that song just because of it, but it's also a really fucking good song.
Now, is Canned Heat here because it's a Napoleon Dynamite?
No.
Canned Heat was a hit before Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
That's totally fair, but it did get a resurgence in the same era that this game would have been out.
Maybe then, but it probably, I don't know, licensing gets hard for those things.
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of like saying Hamburger Helper got popular in 2008 because of the recession. I mean,
I thought you were going to say Obama fixed a hamburger helper. That's the only other thing I could think of that happened in 2008.
Now, worth mentioning, Jason Page covered a couple of these songs. Did the Walkie Talkie Man and Canned Heat, best known for doing the Pokemon theme song.
Okay.
Classic.
So, just a fun little, today you're going to do some Jamiroquai. Do your best.
Yeah.
They gave it a go.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah.
But, I wanted to talk about this because, some of these songs are just permanently altered in my brain because of this game.
The game was fucking weird to go. I didn't expect during a fucking Chicago song that we were going to be like, hey, is Dad coming back for Christmas? Dad's not coming back. What the fuck? What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Mom was just like, forget about him, I'm sad too. And she's like, no.
This game has a certain stupidity to its story now. After a while, I was just like, fuck it, just accept it. There was no point to any of it, and yet it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just people go around the world helping people.
Yeah, these agents who literally dance and it solves everyone's problems. Like, it starts off so simple as a teenage couple that she wants to go steady with her boyfriend kind of deal, but has to need help babysitting first. And it starts off and then it ends off with what we got the oil tycoon in there who's trying to get his riches back and his girlfriend back. We got the fighting the aliens and the turning to stone like Pokemon the movie. And it's
and then everyone that they've helped comes back around and they chant for the EBA to come back.
There's no continuity otherwise. It's just 15 random and 3 bonus episodes. It's kind of funny.
I mean, I will say, as a kid, this game was hard enough that I could not unlock that Destiny's Child stage until I did it this time.
Totally fair.
Because this is a game about not breaking your streak. Like, if you break your streak, you're kind of fucked on your score.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Osu for the modern audience.
Which I did not know Osu was a thing until Ritz just pointed out before we started.
Yeah, Ritz pointed before
I
started.
Like you'd be great at Osu, Domino.
Probably. I don't know.
Which was based on the Osu that this game was apparently inspired by. So fucking.
Yes. This is the Western version of Osu, the DS game in Japan.
Yes.
But fucking Jumpin' Jack Flash, I will never fucking think of that song outside of the context of this game with just fucking doing the fucking motions on the fucking touchscreen. That's what I'm gonna fucking think about every time I hear that song.
That's fair.
And also, fuck that Chicago song. It's not good.
No.
Nah, I'm not a big fan of that either.
Honestly, fuck Chicago the band.
They should have kept their original name Chicago Transit Authority. It's a much cooler name.
Yeah.
But this is where I first heard Let's Dance as well, so that was huge for me. And
that was in so many rhythm games. It's insane. Band Hero, Lego Rock Band.
Shout out to Jackson 5 as always.
ABC is definitely a song that fits, but it's super weird.
See, you know how you always will get stuff associated with media, Dominic?
Yeah.
You know what the Jackson 5 is cursed with in Australia?
What?
The Jackson Jive.
That sounds racist.
It was. That was a Hey It's Saturday a skit where it was Red Faces and it happened in 2012. So they really fucking should have known better. And they had a skit called or a segment called Red Faces where it's kind of like the Gong Show in that sense.
Huh.
You know, it's you'd get celebrity judges and people kind of doing something funny or random. And they had an American judge for this one who it was a white judge, so they probably would have thought they would have gotten away with it. But they did the Jackson Jive where they had 4 people dressed up in blackface and one person in complete whiteface to do as Michael Jackson, and did a Jackson 5 song. That is a true part of Australian TV history. They did that in front of an American judge, so it just compounded everything.
The fuck?
It probably could have been excused if Hey It's Saturday was ever a good show.
I think you might have shown us this years ago, maybe.
I probably would have. That is forever what the Jackson 5 is going to be cursed with me. Like, I understand they have made some of the biggest hits even before Michael Jackson went solo, but it's cursed at that for me now. Just because that is a true what the fuck were you thinking moment
Absolutely.
of Australian TV history.
I was looking into why is I Was Born to Love You the Queen song that they chose. That's not one I would say I was familiar with outside of this game. And apparently was on their last album, Made in Heaven. But also it's just a song that's apparently popular in Japan.
Makes sense.
It was used in a Japanese drama that was out around the time of Leap Nations being made.
Green had a wild kind of selection of songs that would be picked for rhythm games. I think We Will Rock You only got used in Lego Rock Band. I don't know if We Are the Champions ever got used. It might have gotten used in Band Hero though. Let me check that.
I'm sure they're expensive to get. It's fucking Queen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, sure.
I don't even think. Oh, they might have been used as like DLC or something like that in there. But in Guitar Hero, Killer Cream was used first,
Yeah,
and Under Pressure was used with with the David Bowie collaboration, and Bohemian Rhapsody wasn't used until the last one. A crazy little thing called Love was DLC, so that's another kind of funny one. I'm sure if I look at Rock Band DLC, you will see it was probably a lot more Cream used in there. But it kind of felt like every time that Cream was used in a rhythm game, it was a different fucking Cream song, which is cool actually. I can fuck with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice that they're not like relying on the ones you expect all the time. They're going for very specific ones because Queen has such a wide discography.
Yeah, there was in Guitar Hero 5 they had Crazy Little Thing Called Love. They had a redo of Killer Crane because there wasn't any export, and Somebody to Love was actually in there. So let me see what it was in for Guitar Hero World Tour. This is where it's comparable to Guitar Hero just because they had the rave group sound covers back in the day as well.
Right.
I know We Are the Champions was a World Tour DLC, so it was used. Celebrity was done the one with Paul Rogers, and Fat Bottom Girls. I don't know if Radio Gaga was actually used in anything but Rock Band. Rock Band might have had it.
Interesting.
But that's the thing, like they had so many songs done for it. Okay, here we go. Crean has a total of 28 songs in Rock Band. They had Another One Bites the Dust, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, One Visioned, Fat Bottom Girls, I Want It All, I Want to Break Free, Killer Crane, Somebody Love, Tie Your Mother Down, Under Pressure, We Will Rock You, We Are the Champions, Bohemian Rhapsody, Hammer or Fall, Keep Yourself Alive, Now I'm Here, Play the Game, Tenement Funster, Seven Seas of Rye, Stone Cold Crazy, I'm in Love with My Car, You're My Best Friend, Long Away, Bicycle Race, Don't Stop Me Now, Sure Must Go On, Death on Two Legs, and Radio Gaga. So I feel like the answer is Cream just had licensing that allowed for a lot of these rhythm games to use their music, and because they were popular enough as a band, like everyone would kind of go for that.
Right.
And they ended up having. I'm sure there's actually like a SingStar Cream or something if we fucking look for it.
Oh, I bet there is. Oh, there's
SingStar Cream.
There's SingStar ABBA, so of course.
And that's got 25 songs in there, which seem to kind of be like very similar a selection of songs.
But you know what's not on SingStar Queen?
What?
I Was Born to Love You.
Wild.
It was apparently originally a Freddie Mercury solo song that they took and put on their album after he died.
Well, yeah, it's not in Guitar Hero, it's not in Rock Band either, so like
interesting choice.
Kind of wild. Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
I wonder if they are the band that's had the most songs used in a rhythm game.
I mean,
like most different songs.
I imagine everyone's done Smoke on the Water.
Well, yeah, Smoke on the Water is probably the most used song in rhythm games.
And Slow Ride.
Yeah. I don't know about Slow Ride.
I just think, I guess, Guitar Hero 3, that ruined that song for me.
That's fair.
But I think
probably used a lot.
Cream might have at least 20. I feel like there's at least 28 to 30 different songs that we can uncover there. just from Guitar Hero and Rock Band alone.
Yeah,
Surely they're going to have the most varied discography in rhythm games.
sure.
Linkin Park might also be up there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway, Naughty's music was dog shit.
sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to Highway Star. That was a great selection.
Yeah,
Yes.
that always works in rhythm games.
It does.
YMCA is only more relevant now, unfortunately, than it was back then.
I
Yeah.
unfortunately can't think of anything but Trump jerking off two dicks whenever I hear YMCA now.
I just can't believe for the fucking game they used a Village People song where they're on the in the Navy. And they didn't go in the Navy.
In the Navy.
What the fuck?
Maybe it was too hard to get.
Do you guys know the story behind the music video for In the Navy?
No.
So they recorded it. The U.S. government loved it, not realizing that they were gay, and
They're
let
not
them
gay.
use...
They're not gay. If you listen to them now, oh boy.
They're not, but at the time. And they didn't know the gay connotation, I guess I should say. And so they let them use like a big aircraft carrier and choreograph with soldiers, and they will deny having ever done it now.
Amazing. And then you have the weird part of they did Rock This Town by the Stray Cats, but then in the notes it says it's actually based on the Brian Setzer orchestra version. It's like that's a very specific thing to do a cover of.
We need to talk about the Stray Cats and Brian Setzer at some point. I love me some Brian Setzer.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, favorites, least favorites out of all of this? I mean,
Skater Boy.
The favorites and least favorites are kind of the same. I don't think, by the way, that Living La Vida Loca really made a difference if it was on here or not.
Yeah.
I think it would have been fun.
Would have been fun.
And,
favorites, I mean...
You know, thinking about it, though, I would have rather had Natasha Bedingfield here instead of Lala.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Yeah.
Favorites, Jamiroquai, Can't Heat. It's, if you do a good song, I mean, when you're trying to do a basic cover of it, you know, it's always going to be kind of a similar quality for what I consider the favorites. Mm-hmm. So I'm basically just going out of the playlist, one of my favorites, and it's Jamiroquai with Can't Heat. It's Deep Purple with Highway Star. That's a really hard song to hate.
Yeah.
I do like Cher's Believe. I didn't think it really mattered too much in the game, but I do like Cher's Believe. I do like Let's Dance from David Bowie. Least favorite song on here. You can never say that you actually like Hoobastank. No one can actually say that. And then obviously it's Good Charlotte and Avril Lavigne. I despise those songs. It's from an era of what people call emo that I so fucking hate.
It's not emo.
I know it's not.
I will defend Skater Boy. I think it's a fun, silly song. Highway Star I like. I mean, you can't fucking hate September. Like,
no.
Can't Heat, of course. I like Material Girl. I'm a Madonna fan. Fucking sue me. Let's Dance. That's where I learned this about the song. Jumpin' Jack Flash, of course. Even though I'm annoyed that the actual song is not as fast as this one, because I think this one is a really interesting, good arrangement of it. And I also had to give it to Believe, but also Survivor, because of how long it fucking took me to get that stage unlocked.
Fair enough.
Least favorite is La La. And I don't know, Makes No Difference doesn't really do it for me either.
Favorites for me, I'll go fuck it, I'll say Skater Boy and Jamiroquai. Least favorites, Lala and Hoobastank.
I just think the Hoobastank one is fun because they were so trying to call their shot, and it's just not a song anyone remembers.
Now, yeah. I do want to say there is one I've been completely negative on the song, and there is one positive that I will give Skater Boy. It is not Hello Kitty.
Okay.
If you do not know that Avril Lavigne song.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Forgot about that.
That is the one positive that I will give that song.
Ah,
Because yes, she did get worse.
Yeah.
so unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Anyway, we are now approaching the ground. We have jettisoned the elite beat agents from our backs. The parachute has been unfurled. Let's now talk about Come Fly Wid Mi.
Yes. We joked about this, and since I already am paying up bits this year with the White Album, I figured we'd cover it. And I probably have the most dissonant take of all on this, and that is that I cannot hate this album. This is just cultural appreciation to me. I grew up listening to a shitload of Frank Sinatra. I know a lot of Frank Sinatra, and I was just smiling the whole time I listened to this.
I mean, he does the Sinatra stuff, and he's not the worst singer. He's fine. Not
Yeah,
amazing, but like,
no, it's
does it.
not. It's cultural appreciation, as I
Yeah.
said.
Honestly,
You're not
go ahead.
a really bad take from me here either. I'm just not into this, and that's about it. But it's so kind of like I can truly understand someone being into this. I can kind of understand the whole point for it, which during a covers album produced by Sting of Frank Sinatra songs sounds kind of wacky, but I mean Shaggy kind of has a wacky association or kind of yeah, I'd say association is essentially people kind of think when they think of Shaggy, they don't really think a serious musician anyway.
No,
He's having fun with it.
yeah,
And,
absolutely.
and yeah, there are certain songs like I
Oh.
think "Luck Be a Lady" is a bad song and should not have been done, but it is a staple, unfortunately.
Yes.
But I actually think this album is at its best at the very end, the bonus track, when the production is kind of turned off and he's just allowed to like do his thing and have
Yeah,
fun with the guitar.
I'll give you that.
Like, so
I
ironically,
think I
when
like this better
go ahead.
than 88
Oh, yes,
476.
yes. What I was saying is, ironically, I think I like the moment where Sting is not as important. Is where Shaggy
Yeah.
shines.
Sting is holding Shaggy back.
A little bit. He's like, no,
Probably, yeah.
Shaggy, please, I need you. Shaggy's like, no, I got this. I can do it on my own.
Wild.
I really would never go back to any of Shaggy. That's just how it is. So this is really a case of like what I've listened to now is probably my take forever on this, and I just really don't have a take, and that's I guess maybe the take is I came into this probably expecting to fully hate it, and I kind of just come out mildly disliking.
That's
I'm
fair
talking about
enough.
the whole Shaggy stuff. It's better than expected. It's whenever Fantano does the Not Bad series, it's you expect this to be dog shit, and it's just like yeah, it really could have been a lot worse than it is.
Yeah.
But like, why does he gotta look like that on the cover? I feel like they could have taken a better photo of him.
Maybe that's
No,
what he
no,
wanted.
no. Hold on. That is the best picture.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's good.
He looks so happy. Okay.
He does. He does. I just think
Yeah.
it makes the album seem more wacky and weird than like it's actually kind of decent.
Yeah.
Which I guess if you're trying to sell it,
That's a
I
good
guess
way
that's
of
maybe the
putting
way
it.
to lean into it. Sure. But, it's like it's got "Fly Me to the Moon." I love "Fly Me to the Moon." I'm happy with that
Fly me to the moon.
because "That's Life" is fun too.
Yeah.
It's reggae. It's chilled. It's laid back.
It's Shaggy covering a Tony Hawk song.
Yeah.
Which Tony Hawk was "That's Life" in?
Underground
Take
2.
Oh, okay. One I did not play.
No, that's a mistake on your part.
Yeah, it's the most mid of all of the Tony Hawk games.
I would not call it the most mid. Fug 2 has its quirks. It definitely stops kind of being as much of a skateboarding game, but it is a fun game and probably has the most replay value of anything past Pro Skater 4.
I'll always give a shout to a game where you can play as Bigfoot.
Yep,
Sure.
as you should.
Bigfoot is my Jesus.
You pray to Bigfoot.
It's not an
No,
album
but
that I'm
I-
really going to talk about much more. We're getting away from Tony Hawk because we've been here for
No.
long enough, and Trix needs to
Yeah,
sleep.
I do. I got work.
It's not one to talk
This-
much more about. You're right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's funny that we've now listened to Shaggy, and Shaggy is a part of the podcast canon. It's funny that like we don't hate Shaggy, so like it would be one of those periods like, yeah, we listened to this. It was interesting. Like doing a whole Frank Sinatra covers album from any artist, it feels like a pretty dangerous concept to go into, and could
Yeah.
quite easily be considered like a worst albums of all time deal.
Danzig.
And it's like it's yeah, Danzig did it with Elvis, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah. And yeah, it's still the point. It's a fine listen. Like if you want reggae versions of like it's not even heavy reggae, it's just kind of a slightly more reggae version of
Right.
Frank Sinatra songs.
This is mall music for sure.
Yeah, kind of, but like it's it's inoffensive, whatever. But it's also not like it doesn't feel like it's focus group inoffensive. It just feels like just Shaggy having fun. It's not
Yeah.
really what I'm into, but like it's cool.
Imagine
That's a good way to put it.
Imagine an alternate timeline where we had covered Sting and Shaggy early in the podcast, and so this came out, and this was like new to us. And it was,
Yeah,
like,
but we had to
exciting.
rank
Yeah.
the Shaggy album in 2022.
Yeah,
That would be wild.
Oh, I'm not thinking about that. Although 2022, when I come back and think about it in hindsight, I think it's one of the weakest years we've done so far.
yes,
Yeah.
And that comes with it was very heavily carried by Black Midi and Buck Country.
it was.
It was.
Because when I go back to it, there were a couple albums that you know it's not like there wasn't anything else good that I still listened to. Obviously, the Bigger Bird album was that year. And those highlights of Prince Daddy, those highlights of Soul Glow. But when we think about like what are the true kind of like long lasting albums from that year that had some popularity, it's Black Country and Black Midi. And then there's a lot of just like there was a lot that just kind of came and went from 2022, and it comes from the fact that 2020 and 2021 we had a lot of backups from the previous year being released from artists, and 2022 was kind of the year that I feel like we felt the most from COVID,
Right.
even though we're coming out of it.
Some people were doing COVID albums. Some people were doing just the projects they were working on the whole time. Some people delayed their shit.
Yep.
Bands were breaking up, new bands forming.
Like the whole
Weird
of life
year.
in a microcosm.
I would say
Yes.
2022 is the most like transitional year
Hmm.
out of music, just because so much transitions are happening in everything there. But just randomly in that year, we had Shaggy covering Frank Sinatra. So
Yeah.
imagine your band breaking up to Shaggy singing "That's Life."
That's life. That's life. That's what
Hey,
all the people say.
Hey guys, you got to listen to this. That's right, Shaggy found out the solution to music. We got to break up. Nothing else to do here, boys.
I just thought it'd be like there. They put it on the list, and the last band member comes in, stomping in, and be like, "I'm done." And it's just like, what the fuck, man?
We broke up to Shaggy.
Wasn't
Favorites for
me.
me. I like "Fly Me to the Moon." I like that "You Make Me Feel So Young" cover. And yeah, I agree. Richcraft's the bonus track at the end there is kind of cool. Least favorite? I don't know. It's really hard to give one to a least favorite. Maybe the one I probably felt like missed the most was "Luck Be a Lady."
Yeah.
My least favorite is "Luck Be a Lady." I love "Fly Me to the Moon." "That's Life," "Come Fly With Me" are fun, but that Witchcraft bonus track definitely is the highlight for me. Favorite.
This is a good cheese sandwich for me, and I don't hate anything on this.
All right. So
Last
I guess we've only
round.
got one thing, don't we?
The finale, the epilogue, the coda, the thing to wrap it all finally together at the end.
Oh yeah.
Donny Benét, Basso.
Yeah, so I picked this to continue my streak, and by the fact that Dominic has saved us to last, makes me think that it's worked.
I mean, I think just it made the most sense to go last in the structure of what I had in mind, but also it's Donny Benét.
Yeah,
It was
Like,
hard for this to be bad.
extremely hard.
Donny Benét is ranked very highly for me before.
Yep.
Yeah,
And even this, where I'm not going to say, like, oh, I think this is, on par with Infinite Desires. Like, it's really, really cool. The songs are fucking cool. It's a different thing.
yeah,
It's more of a continuation of Il Piano. Now going with a different instrument, going with the bass. So I assume this is probably Trix's favorite, just because of that.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, this is just a master class in funk bass, and I'm going to send this to my father and have him listen to it.
Yes. Do that. It does not
And
even
also
name out there.
Horses. Horses is a highlight.
This whole album is a highlight. Like, the last 3 tracks was just banger after banger after banger for me.
I do like Winter Sunset quite a bit. Also, second numbered episode in a row to have a song called Horses.
We've been horse heavy the past couple years.
Let me see what I can pick next week that has some horses in it.
Apparently on Bandcamp, this is the first in a while that he's actually bothered to credit it to Donny Benét with the thing over the E.
The accent.
Yes.
Egu.
He's only done it
Or
for
grave.
Working Out in 2017 and this.
It was Le Piano, not Il Piano, by the way.
It's
I
Le
got that
Piano.
completely wrong. Yeah, Le Piano.
Which I think we did episode 99. We had our huge fucking smorgasbord.
Yeah, because you wanted
It is
to
the
listen to
accent
it.
acute.
From memory, it was one of your favorite EPs of that year, Dominic.
Yeah, and we did it at the same time as the Parental B-side. That's how I always associate it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I find this is just a really, really fun listen.
Yeah.
Donny Benét is obviously with the albums has cut a lot in his vocals and his lyricism and all that to try and portray the character, I guess, that he is in his songs. But these little projects now are kind of truly showing that, like, no, Donny Benét is so much more than that.
I think
And I like that we get these great highlights of that.
I think we're slowly getting away from the character being the big deal.
Yeah.
Like, Mr. Experience was like the moment when I think he finally broke through a bit and we had Second Dinner and stuff.
Yeah.
So now it's like, no, fuck it. I'm going to show you my virtuosity on the piano and the bass. And Infinite Desires has so much more to say just about things. And, like, there's still that, like, Lothario type thing. But then you have American Dream on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was your favorite song, I believe, of 2024.
Yes. That's more of a political statement.
It's a lot longer than Le Piano was. I think Le Piano was like 20 minutes. This is 30 minutes.
And it's like 4 tracks versus 6.
Yeah. And it's just... This is what I would truly say is kind of a cheese sandwich. Although I do have the highlight of Horses on here. I think that song, just like the first time I heard it, was just like while listening to this, was like, wait, shit, is this already in my playlist? If not, it better fucking be. And it's just consistently got that same kind of vibe going from start to finish, but it feels kind of fresh enough in how it's doing it.
Yeah.
And it just feels consistent in its quality.
Yes.
I'm just kind of like, yeah, no, good album.
He said, I want to do 6 bass heavy tracks, and we did it. And the picture on the album really says it all. Conveys everything you need to know.
Yeah, it conveys exactly what that is a perfect description of like what the album sounds like.
Yes.
Yeah. This rocks.
Yeah, Donny Benét is kind of consistently becoming a win.
Yes.
On this, even though this is probably not even like, I wouldn't even consider this as high with the highlights that I have picked this year. It is kind of proving that this year is really strong if you just look out for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite
I
is
have a just strange feeling that the pop sphere is not getting better. Like we've seen some pop albums released this year to basically no fanfare. Can you remember that Harry Styles had an album out?
I only remember because you said it
No.
last time we talked about it.
Yeah. That's exactly the point. It's been said many times, you still can't fucking remember.
I mean, pop is not the mood right now. Like we had Brat
No, it's,
Summer, and that was an era of like good feeling and like looking forward to things, and we're so far from that now.
but
Yeah.
I think about like we're only in April, and some absolute highlights have been picked just by me. I don't know, but you two would have picked some highlights as well. But you know, we past 2 weeks now we've had Donny Benét, we've had Still Phil from Lunch, then weeks before that just trying to see when we scale up, we had the planner, then we had the craning. Oh, we had
And the Friends and album was definitely one to talk
yeah,
about.
that was one
Yeah.
to talk about as well. We had the server, we had the kisses. Yeah, we haven't actually had that much, but it's been still quite a bit that is actually worth talking about this year. That is still kind of stuck where it is. Like, yeah, this is not one where I'd say this is made to be mainstream. This is Donny Benét making it to kind of just do something
Right.
with a certain sound more than to make mainstream songs. Not
Which is
everything's
why
made
it's
for
an
that
EP.
sense. Yeah,
Mhm.
but it is going to be a really strong year for music this year.
Oh
Just
yeah.
only for the underground. That is my prediction.
I think we're already seeing it. I think it'll just continue. More serious, weird, interesting music will be just the vibe this year.
Yeah.
Favorites for me are Horses, and yeah, I like Winter Sunset a lot. It's a good closer. I don't have a least favorite.
Favorites for me, the last 3 tracks, no real least favorite.
I like Winter Sunset quite a bit. Midnight Appointment's also fun. No least favorite. It's good cheese sandwich.
All right.
That is the albums, and we rank them now.
Oh God. Um,
It's gonna
I'll
be a
let
hard
someone
week.
else start. I'm gonna let someone else start.
Oh God.
Here, I'll go. I'll just go off the rip. Let me pull up the links. Okay. So at the bottom, unfortunately, Domino, I'm gonna have to throw Elite Beat Agents. I like Beat Agents, but I don't see myself coming back. Then I'm going to throw A Place I Once Called Home. Then I'll do 44,876. Hound, Somewhere Around a Star, Come Fly With Me. Ritual Disorder. Um, Ghost in the Machine. Donny Benét.
All right, I think I'm gonna put my least favorite as 44,876. Then I'm going to put Finding Better Health. Then I'm gonna put Come Fly With Me. Those two can probably be swapped around at some point in my life, but I think Come Fly With Me is just novelty kind of working out a bit better, and its consistency get just nudges it ahead. Despite the fact that there are still moments that I enjoy more of the Finding Better Health. After that, I would probably put Hound. Then I reckon I would put The Police. Then Siphon. Then oh what? Sorry, I missed Elite Beat Agents because I'd put Elite Beat Agents below Hound. So I've just done Siphon there, which should mean I've only got Ritual Disorder and Donny Benét, which would be in that order.
The Diamond number one for you as well.
Yeah, it's too
Um,
good consistently.
I am gonna put Hound at the bottom.
Rough.
Good boy. Then I will put Sting Shaggy above that. Then I will go with Siphon. Then Ritual Disorder. Shaggy. Finding Better Health. Donny Benét, The Police, Elite Beat Agents at the top.
Oh, so close. It was so close. Oh well.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm thinking what to pick for next week.
I've got my pick for next week.
I got my choices ready.
I'll go first.
Either you start. I wasn't going to start.
I will. This is something I saw today that intrigued me. I haven't listened to it yet. These are two bands I respect, and they did a collab for a new album. We are covering the Melvins and Napalm Death's Savage Imperial Death March.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, finally doing the Melvins.
Again, didn't we cover them already?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
I swear to God, someone told me that their girlfriend had a thing about the Melvins, and that's why we didn't do it early on.
Would not have been
Not
me.
Not me.
I must have dreamt that somehow. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way,
I don't think my partner knows the Melvins. I don't really know the Melvins.
I do. They like Kiss.
Yeah, I've listened to a bit of them, but just not much.
over the 2-week break, I saw an interview with Harry from Masatui singing the praises of The Fire Truck Is Running Late. I'm like, you know what? You should just do it. Not fucking around.
That's fair.
And I'm also going to put in Post Office Winter's music box with it as well.
Alright, well, we've got a bit to cover this week, so I'm only going to pick the one thing. This is one that someone on the Scrams directory with me early in the year said it was a front runner for their album of the year. I haven't really properly listened to it, although I did see the band live. The Enthusiast, Funny Things.
All right. So, episode 226 will be the collaboration between the Melvins and Napalm Death. Savage Imperial Death March. Your streak of unlikely collaborations continues.
It does.
It
wasn't even intentional.
I have picked Charlie Johnson's The Fire Truck Is Running Late and Music Box by Post Office Winter. And Ritz, you have chosen The Enthusiast and the album Funny Things.
Yes, I have.
That
Hell yeah.
will be it for Dissonant Waves this week. My name is Domino. You can catch me toiling away at the factory working on the edits for this podcast day in and day out, doing the socials, doing the YouTube, making sure the train is running, the fire truck is on time.
I have been ribbling. I need to cook dinner. I'm hungry.
I've been Tricks. I need to go to sleep. I got work in 7 hours, which means I got to be up in 5.
Okay. Go to sleep now.
All right. Well, we'll catch you all next week.
Yeah, everyone, go to sleep now. Good night. I don't care where you are.
Night.
Good night. Go to sleep. Bye.